Hey, Digital Business Evolution. Welcome back to the show. Today's episode is all about why you must be building an email list as a digital entrepreneur. So whether you're an entrepreneur, a coach, a service provider, even if you have a brick and mortar studio or space somewhere, you want to make sure that you are building an email list. And we're going to talk about exactly why and a little bit of the how as we break it all down for you today. So we're going to dive right in, get a notebook. This is definitely one you're going to want to take notes on. Circle back to the episode, pause it, freeze frame, screenshot, do what you need to do. But this is crucial. Look, we're in 2023, so it should be no surprise to you that having an email list is really important. But why? Just because I said so? No, there's actually a couple different reasons. So the first and biggest reason why having an email list is so important for your business is because an email list is a list that you own, versus social media, which is a list that you borrow. So a list that you own means when things go crazy, if we have like Instagram gate, the great big shutdown of Instagram, or everything disappears and we have a blackout day on Facebook, if Zucks decides to shut it all down, your account gets hacked, whatever might happen, it has happened in the past. If you don't have a way to contact your leads, your clients, your potential audience members, well, then there's no way to contact them. So how are you going to continue to grow your business, nurture your business, scale your business? You probably can't. So if you're anything like me, you have experienced multiple Instagram shutdown days. And they sometimes feel like a holiday. We're all super excited because the pressure to be on social media is suddenly relieved because you know that no one's going to be on. But if you're anything like me, you maybe have experienced a little bit of anxiety, or maybe your clients have experienced anxiety of, OMG, is it going to come back? When's it going to come back? How am I going to talk to people? Or I can't believe this is happening right now. I'm literally in the middle of a launch. This is terrible. It's going to affect my sales. Having a list that you own, like your email list, means that you can reach those people at any time. That is a list that is yours. Anyone that's on that list, you can contact them at any time. Whether you also collect their Instagram handle, other social media handles, or phone number, that's up to you. That's additional, but having their email address is a way that you can always reach them. The second reason why it's so important, so it's a list that we own rather than one that we're borrowing from a platform like TikTok, LinkedIn, so on and so forth. The second thing here is when you're working with an email list, you're not navigating the algorithm. Dun, 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 the dreaded algorithm. So in social media land, we're sort of on the backs of however the algorithm gods and goddesses want it to be, right? We put out content. We hope that our ideal client sees it. We hope it sticks. We hope they save it, they share it, they like it, they comment it on it, and maybe even it goes viral, right? That's the hope. But you never know how the algorithm's going to work. Sometimes it's in your favor, sometimes it's not. And the platforms like Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, so on and so forth, they're constantly changing their algorithm. They're constantly changing how and when your content gets pushed, what types of content gets pushed, both to you as well as out to other people. When you're navigating having an email list, there's no algorithm. It's just black and white. These people are on your list. You can send something to them or you don't. Inside of an email list, you can break your own email list down by different categories, or they're called segments, and you do this by using tags. So without getting too granular right now today, you can tag different people in your email list based on what they're interested in. So let's say you're a fitness coach, for example, and you have a free opt-in, which we're going to talk about today, a lead magnet that's all about nutrition. If people say they're interested in that particular opt-in, you can tag them as someone who's interested in nutrition. So anytime you're going to be hosting a nutrition seminar, you're going to put together a masterclass, you're selling a course on nutrition, it'd be a pretty good idea to email that particular group of people. Whereas maybe there are other people on your email list who have said they're only interested in fitness and movement. And so it doesn't mean that you wouldn't email them and give them a heads up about the nutrition stuff. But if you did want to keep it super separate and honor what people are saying they're interested in, then you can back off. And then similarly, on the flip side, you can totally target those particular people if they are interested in something like fitness and movement. So tagging and segmenting is a way that you can break apart your list inside of your email list. But at the end of the day, there's no algorithm that's going to show certain people something or more of something else to a different group of people. You have full control over what that looks like. So you're essentially creating your own algorithm. Okay, the other reason why we love an email list is because it's another avenue, it's another pathway, it's another stream of lead generation. So we've all heard before that we want to diversify our revenue streams, right? Where money's coming in from. If you look at things like investments, you want to diversify your investments, you want to diversify your assets, and we want to diversify our leads and where we're nurturing our leads. So in a perfect world, we'd all be on every single platform, but the reality is that's really difficult to do because a lot of us don't even have time for one platform. So let's say you have some content that lives on Instagram, which is going to a particular type of audience, and the way people like to consume content is native to that platform. So Instagram right now, 2023, people are loving Reels, short form video. We still love carousels over on Instagram, and people are expected to be sold on Instagram. It's very much a digital marketing platform, and everybody knows that. TikTok is definitely more entertainment, valuetainment, stuff like that. So it's super fun, just short clip video, fancy transitions, fun trending audio, and it's a little bit more of a peek inside of your life, your personality. It's very authentic. It's very in the moment. Pinterest is generally beautiful pictures that then lead you to longer form content. So maybe it's a beautiful picture that you click about 7 steps to do XYZ, and when you click it, it opens up to a blog post or another thing, a course, something else on a website somewhere else. It could even drive you to a podcast. Podcasts, of course, are auditory, so people love to listen to these on the go, and generally they don't have a visual component unless it's being streamed over on a platform like YouTube, or clips are being taken and used for short form video like Instagram or even YouTube Shorts. So all different platforms have different ways that we consume. We also have different ideal clients hanging out on those platforms. The way that people consume on those platforms also determines how you really should be thinking about not just selling, but what is your call to action? Remember, a call to action doesn't always have to be for someone to pay for something. It could be DM me, comment below, tag a friend. It could simply be click to register, join the link in my bio. It could be something paid. So there's lots of calls to action that you have, but again, based on the platform and how it's native to the user, you're probably gonna change that call to action. So putting a bow on it and going back to email marketing is another platform that you now get to build an audience on, and you get to do that organically. The way that you do that is through offering something that's valuable in exchange for somebody's email. So real quickly to review, building an email list is crucial, especially in 2023, because number one, it is a list that you own and you have it all the time and you have access to those people just in case something happens to social media. Number two, there's no algorithm, so you're not fighting against the algorithm gods and goddesses. Number three, it is an incredible tool to building your organic social media following, your organic list, your organic leads. You don't have to pay for ads. You can if you want to, but you don't have to. I'm gonna wrap that up with a stat that I found. I was reading an article all about email marketing. It was a blog post article, and it was from 2021, and it said that 4,200% ROI comes from email marketing, which means for every $42 for every dollar somebody was spending, they were receiving $42 in revenue. So that's a $41 profit margin. This was from this article. So they were talking about how email marketing, it is not dead, how email marketing yields a massive return on investment for someone if they are doing something like spending ad money. The second stat that I thought was fascinating in there was that 72% of customers still prefer email marketing over anything else. They might love you, trust you, and learn about your services on a platform like social media, but 72% of consumers are actually buying from the email that they receive. So if you put someone through a funnel, a pipeline, a launch, and they come to your masterclass or your webinar, or they go through your challenge and they're binging your content and following and tagging and sharing and listening to your podcast, 72% of people, according to this article, are still doing the click to buy. They're taking that last action to spend money from the email. Maybe it's because we send so many emails. Maybe it's because email marketing is one of the older ways that we're used to marketing. We feel very safe over there. We're expected to be marketed to in email. Or maybe it's the sheer amount, right? When someone's in a launch, I know when we do this, we send a lot of emails. We send reminder emails. We send, hey, last chance emails. We send, don't forget about this emails. We actually send emails to unopened emails, which is another really cool thing that you can do with email marketing that you can't do with social media. So if I send you an email and you don't open it, there can be an automated trigger that it sends you that email again, whether it's 6 hours later, 12, 24 hours later, and it's gonna send it with a new subject line. And it's gonna send you that exact same meat and potatoes of the email again to make sure that you did receive that message that I wanted to share to you. Imagine you could do that with social media. Like, how freaking cool would it be if we could put up a post, and if it didn't reach the people we wanted it to, it would regenerate automatically and it would just post again on someone's page. That would be incredible. Instagram, can you make that happen? So 3 big reasons why email marketing is so important. Now let's break down the how a little bit. I don't want to go too granular, but let's dive in and get a little bit more micro, because right now we're very macro. So when you're trying to build an email list, you're starting, or you're even scaling a list that you already have, you want to start with a free opt-in. So a free opt-in, there's a lot of names for this. You can call it a freemium, a lead magnet, you can call it a free opt-in. There's just so many different names for what it is. They're all interchangeable. What that is you're exchanging value, you're providing value to someone. In exchange, they're giving you their email. You've done this a million times. The value could be a discount. So you go onto the Nike website, a little thing pops up, it says put your email in for 10% off. They're giving you 10% off if you give your email to them. As soon as you give the email, boom, an inbox pops up, your email pops up with an inbox, a new alert that there's the 10% off coupon that you can use at checkout, right? So it could be as simple as a discount. It could be as complex as a full-blown training, like a 10 video series training, totally for free, where you're teaching someone to go from A to Z. So in exchange for the value of the thing that you're giving them, they give you your email. That puts them on your list. Now your job is to continue to nurture those people that are on your list, love on them, check in on them, make sure they went through the training, they used the discount code, give them more checklists, more trainings, continue to give them more information so that you stay at the top of their mind when they're looking for a solution to a problem that they have that you solve, right? When you're creating this free opt-in, there are a couple really big mistakes that I see even the most seasoned entrepreneurs making. Mistake number 1 is that they're not actually giving value, they're just giving something that they have on their desktop. So we all have like little PDFs and trainings and things that we've put together, we've slapped together, they're just living there collecting digital dust. And so a huge mistake that so many entrepreneurs and coaches make is they go into the digital dust file and they pull something out and go, oh, well, this is already created. I'm gonna throw that out there. But there's not really value there because you haven't actually thought about, how does this help my ideal client? What solution is this? What problem does this solve? At what point will this help them in their customer journey? Are they asking for this? What's the actual transformation that's gonna happen? So we can't just like pull something out of the archives and hope or expect that it's gonna do really well. Now, part B to that, so like 1B, is that while it might not be super duper valuable for the person, you also might just leave the person hanging. And this is like the worst thing we can do. So you put something together, even if you spend time on it, and it's this amazing free opt-in, and you get people on your list, and then you just don't talk to them again. You did the work, you got them on, and then you left them hanging. Remember, when someone says yes to something, they put their email in for a discount code, they put their email in for a training or for a PDF, you're catching them at the moment that they're most excited. That's the moment that they're virtually raising their hand saying, enough is enough, I'm ready to make a change. I need help, and you've got the help that I need. Here's my email. So if you then leave them hanging, and maybe you give them the download, but then you never email them again, you're actually doing them a massive disservice. You're not helping them through the transformation. You're not guiding them anywhere. You've left them hanging. They're waiting. They're saying, hi, I'm interested. My hand is up. And then you give them a little bit, and then you walk away. You've ghosted them. So this is a huge mistake. Mistake number 2 that people make is that this is a huge mistake as well. They're not thinking, the entrepreneur business owner, they're not thinking about the end in mind. Remember, in business, in life, really, in goal setting and manifesting and all of it, we always want to reverse engineer where we're going. So if you know that all roads lead to X, and X is your signature program, your new product, your incredible juicy membership that you have, whatever that might be, if you want all roads to lead to X, then don't you think it would be really important to consider the opt-in that you create should bring people to X? So what does that mean? Number one, your free opt-in or your lead magnet could very well give someone the little bit of transformation, the little bit of momentum that they would need in order to be able to say yes to your X product or program. So think about it. What would someone need? And maybe it's a mindset shift. Maybe it's a money shift. Maybe it's a tactical strategy. Maybe it's, I can't buy your program because I've never done XYZ. Well, help them do XYZ in your free opt-in. And on the flip side of that same coin is, while it could be something that you're helping them do or get or achieve or obtain, it also could be handling or managing an objection that they might have. So let's go with an objection like, let's say you help people in real estate. Maybe you help first-time home buyers. And so the objection that somebody might have might be, I'm not ready to buy a home because I don't have enough for a down payment. Valid. So instead of just throwing in the towel, you could reverse engineer, starting with the end in mind. Your program helps first-time home buyers. But here you have someone saying, I don't have enough money in my account yet for a down payment. So your free opt-in maybe could be 5 different ways to navigate paying less on your down payment. And maybe now you just open their eyes and you flip the script and shift the perspective of, well, maybe you don't have to put 20% down. And here's what it could look like if you were to do this. And I'm not a real estate person, but there are definitely things that you can do that maybe you buy a multifamily unit and you live in one side of that for a year, which maybe there's some sort of a benefit there to how much down payment you have to put down. So maybe you give them 5 things that they didn't know. Or maybe you help them financially and you give them questions to ask their accountant. And you tell them exactly what to ask their accountant so that they can actually go and find, for lack of a better term, some money. Or you show them how they might be leaking money, right? How many subscriptions do we all have that we've started free trials and then all of a sudden we get charged? We didn't expect to get charged, or we totally forgot to get charged, or we forgot to cancel the subscription. So can you help them find the money? Now you're navigating this objection that I don't have enough for a down payment, therefore I'm not ready to take your course or program or join your membership. So you're not telling them that they're wrong, you're actually validating that their point is right. And what you're saying is there might be another way to look at this. So you can either help them do something, have a tangible action for them to take so that they get one step closer, or you can navigate and sort of manage an objection that they might have. That's a great way to look at your opt-in. Something else that's a mistake, so mistake number 4, is that people will often use their free opt-in as just like a straight sales pitch. They come in hot, and sales is like dating. So it's not about, having to preheat the oven necessarily, but I use this example all the time. I'm married, his name's Mike. You probably have heard him before on our episodes, our mic drop episodes. When Mike proposed to me, it wasn't the proposal or the ring or the place that we were sitting in or the outfit that he was wearing that got me to say yes. I already knew I was going to say yes. And the way that I knew I was going to say yes was because we had months and years of memories, of experience, of trust, of clout, of credibility with one another, of getting to know each other, of love blossoming and blooming, right? So the yes was there before he asked. I wasn't waiting for him to ask, but in context, I knew I was going to say yes. So when he asked, I was ready to say yes. The decision wasn't made in that moment. Well, the same thing goes with sales. So don't have people opt into your free training and then all of a sudden just shove a sale down their throat. Take that time to make sure that you are preheating the oven. Buy them a drink before you ask them to come home with you, right? Like, take the time to build the know, like, trust. Show the credibility and the authority. Give for free. If your mission, and I know it is, if your mission truly is impact and is helping other people, then the money shouldn't matter. We don't get, we give. We don't sell, we serve. When you can change the way that you're showing up, oh my gosh, everything is going to change for you in your business. So allow the time and space. Don't just come in hot with the sale. So some big mistakes that people are making, as I said, where they're not giving enough value or the value that the person's actually looking for. They're leaving people hanging after they've opted in and raised their virtual hand and finally admitted that they need help, and then you kind of just leave them hanging. You are not thinking about the main offer in and starting with the end in mind and reverse engineering that. So be mindful of that, and don't just start shoving sales down their throats. Use this as an opportunity when someone joins your list to really nurture, showcase what you're capable of, not just yourself, but what you've done for other clients. And we can get into a whole story about what you could be emailing people, because it doesn't all have to be 5 ways, 3 steps, how to. That's really boring. People actually want to read about your personal life, your journey, your client testimonials, case studies, your thoughts. Heck, you could just share cool articles and podcast episodes. You can share this YouTube link with your audience and say, I think you might really like this, because based on what you're here in my audience to learn about, this is something really cool that I think you would like. Or I disagree with Jess and here's why, and that's okay, you're allowed to. But you can use other people's content in your own content. Just of course, always make sure that you credit that person or shout them out, but that's an email that you can send out as well. So where do you start when you're creating a lead magnet or some sort of an opt-in? I think the best place to start is coming up with just 5 ideas, 5 topics of things that you can talk about all day, things that you're known for, things that you're an expert in, and just come up with 5 different things that would help your client, your ideal client. So what is something that they're looking for to give them some minor, tiny little baby transformation, or to sort of handle an objection that might be coming up? And it could be a mindset block for them. It could be a limiting belief. Now, when you write those 5 things down, you don't have to go build all 5 of them, but what I want you to do is I want you to zoom out and see how can each of those produce a win. So we always want, even in a free thing, even in a post, even on a piece of content, you always want there to be a quick, tangible win for the client, for the lead that is coming in. The more wins you can give them along the way, the more pats on the back they can give themselves, the more confidence they'll have, and the more likely they'll be to purchase something that you're actually offering. Because, wow, if Jess's free training did this for me, I can't even imagine what her paid training is going to do for me. So make sure that there is some sort of a win or transformation. Now, once you have figured out a couple different topics, you're of course going to narrow it down and pick one, and you're going to run with that one first. There are so many other pieces to this that are crucial. I wrote a couple of them down here. You're going to need to master your messaging. You're going to have to understand the positioning of how you're putting this offer out. Even a free offer like a free opt-in, there's positioning there. You're going to want to validate your offer, your messaging. If there is a price to something, the price point. You're going to want to tease that. You're going to want to go into promotion of that thing, even if it's free. What does it look like? How are you talking about it? How often? What's the launch model for it? And then of course, there's actually like the technology breakdown of all of it, where you're creating an opt-in landing page, a thank you landing page, automated emails that are going to go out after it. What is the deliverable? Are you sending out a checklist? Is it a PDF? Is it an audio file like a meditation? Is it a video series? Is it a coupon that you're sending? So what's the deliverable that you're sending? And I can come up with a list of 30, 40, 50 different things that you can create there. Lots of different things that you can create. And then connecting all the technology and making sure, and of course, nurturing your audience after, which a huge question comes up of, well, what am I supposed to write in these emails? And how often am I supposed to write these emails? So here's the deal. I can talk about this for hours, and I want to be mindful of your time as well as mine. I've also just had you drinking water from a fire hose. If you've got nothing out of this episode so far, I hope that you understand how important it is to be building an email list. You're going to build it slow and steady or fast, whatever you want. But the key here is that you can use organic social media to build your email list consistently. You want to consistently be building it as well as it consistently be building. And especially in between launches, you always want to focus on building that email list so that you have new eyeballs in front of you when you go to launch the same product or program that you've previously launched. So here's the deal. We have put together a free training. I'm so excited for this. I worked my little tush off, and it's so freaking good. The team and I have been pouring ourselves into this. So this free training is all about how to build and grow your email list with hot leads and dream buyers, fast and for free. In the training itself, there's 10 different videos. They're super short, bite-sized, very digestible. I promise I'm not going to take up a ton of your time, but I'm going to go through much deeper. Yes, a little bit about the why, which we talked about today, very much so about the how. We're going to talk all about the technology, and the actual pages and how you connect them and what that looks like. We've got tutorials, there's checklists, there's Google spreadsheets and stuff that you can go through. But the key here is that I'm gifting you for free our exact email marketing framework. This is the blueprint that we've been using in our business for years so that you can plug it into your business. This will help you reach more ideal clients. It will help you build deeper relationships with the cold, the warm, and the hot clients that are on your list. And most importantly, this is going to help you monetize your content, your programs, your social media, and your email list even more. And the beautiful thing is you can monetize and do all these things and build your list without having to show your face on social media all day, every day. So if you're interested in learning more, it's totally free, no strings attached. You can go ahead and grab the link in the show notes, in the description. We've got a link there for you. Check it out, totally free training. There's so much value in here. And I wanna leave you with this last piece, because my hope is that you open it up and you take it and you start going through this training and you get lifetime access and you can circle back through as many times as you want. And my hope is that you say in your head, wow, I can't believe this was free. And the reason I hope that is because number one, I deeply believe you will, because I know how good it is. And number two, I believe that your free trainings, your free opt-in, your lead magnet should be better than your competitors' paid programs. Did you hear me? This is my belief. Borrow it. I believe that your free content, your free trainings, your lead magnets, your opt-ins to build your email list should be better, juicier, more expansive, deeper than your competitors' paid programs. And that is exactly what we do at Digital Business Evolution. So I encourage you to grab it. Even if you already have an email list, this is great. This is for you. I'm someone who's had an email list for years, and even putting this training together for you helped me think about things in a new way. It helped me just breathe new breath and perspective and energy into building our email list, and it got me excited again for the possibilities of becoming omnipresent. So, as always, cheers to your evolution, and make sure you grab those screenshots when you're going through this training. Tag me, I am Jessica DeRose. Let me know that you're working on the training, and DM me and let me know how many people come into your new funnels as you create new opt-ins. Tell me 2 new people opted in, 50 people opted in. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. 100 people opted in. I want to hear from you. Thanks for being here. Cheers to our evolution. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you loved this episode, I invite you to be a part of our ripple effect and share it with a friend. And please, if you feel called, take 30 seconds to leave a 5-star review, and I'll be forever grateful. Until next time, cheers to your evolution.